Well, we'd never be negative about anything like referees, would we, Jonathan?
No, it's I just think that just
have a look at some highlights instead. All right.
Okay.
Missed opportunities.
Yes, as I said, a couple of missed opportunities. Look at this. This is the Nicky Little break. He feeds the outside runners first. And he just stays there, goes back, and all of a sudden he just spots a block there, and Andy Moore in front of him. So he just hits the hole, and he's just patient. I think he's shown a lot of experience. He's still on the floor. Then it goes on, but he's just put a lot of stability. And this is the Swansea chance. If you look here, there's communication between Henson and Payne. Brett Davies on the wing there, out of position, and all of a sudden they're under the post and with a great chance of scoring. The numbers on the left is incredible. Look, and there's no one there, but it's just that slow ball again. Look at it. There's numbers. What you can't see is Nicky Little. Bang, he spots the danger, takes the runner out, and that was the best opportunity for a.
But there wasn't anybody outside Nicky Little, was there?
No, none. If that pass would have gone, but it's good. You've got to say it's good defensive. Yeah. Missed opportunity by Swansea, but good defence by Nicky Little. He spotted. He had to make a decision. Decision he made was correct, and he stopped the try.
Yeah. Here we go. The teams brewing up again. I'm interested in the Pontypridd front row. Duncan Bell, who used to be at Sale, Ebervale, and Gethin Jenkins. I just think that Pontypridd cause more set-piece problems, and also their props are also very prominent in loose play. Such a bonus.
Yeah, of course. And of course, Mervyn Davis, with Barry Williams going back to Neath, he played exceptionally well for Neath, and he's having a solid game tonight again. So it's a very experienced front row, and I think the pack has surprised Swansea.
Everything to play for, including for Swansea, led by Scott Gibbs. Let's rejoin commentators Mike and Gareth.
Thanks very much, Ed. It's as you were for Swansea. They've kept to the same lineup that finished that first 40 minutes. Nick Witkowski, the only replacement for injured Steve Wynn. But there's another new face in Pontypridd ranks, wearing number 22. He's the former Canterbury flanker Corey Harris, another New Zealander. There he is. He had a run out for Pontypridd in the friendly they played against Bridgend as part of Jason Lewis and Matthew Lloyd's testimonial year, and this is his first outing full-time for Ponty.
I think Clive Jones, before director of rugby for Pontypridd, said they'd had a busy 6 weeks and a good 6 weeks, and I think we can see that this evening. Pontypridd look anything but a team that's sort of second from bottom of the league.
And I think it's an enforced change really, because it's Michael Owen who hasn't come back on. He took a bump in the face in the first half as well, so presumably Dale McIntosh will move up into the second row, and Corey Harris will fit in as blindside flanker. And the Chief's got his ears taped up ready, so I think he will be moving up to the second row.
Have you seen his ears, Gareth? I'm not sure why he's bothering to do that, but funny joking, Chief, funny joking.
It's a bit late there. Yeah. Nicky Little, scorer of all the points in the first half, all 6 of them. Gets things underway in the second. Glenn Remnant, after 10 minutes in the bin in the first half, takes the first clean catch of the second. Paul John, the chase for Brett Davey, a simple catch for Kevin Morgan. Morgan looks long downfield, most of it over the touchline. If anything, a bit of a breeze with Pontypridd in the second half, but it's not that strong, I don't think.
No, I don't think it's affecting the kickers greatly down there. As Gary Jenkins said, Swansea really do need a big start here, because if Pontypridd can get any sort of score next, then they're starting to open a decent lead.
John, Little, Bryant, back inside for Richard Parks.
Hands off! Let it come!
Straight back to Nicky Little. He's trying a monstrous drop goal. It's edging towards there, and it's there! What a kick! What a start to the second half for Pontypridd. Nicky Little from almost the halfway line. Incredible drop goal.
Well, Gareth, that was amazing, because when he sort of sat back in the pocket here, I thought he must be going for the corner. And when he's gone for the post, we can see him there. He's on the halfway line. Strikes it absolutely perfectly. Yeah, and the referee, good position. Great 3 points, and 9-0, even more of an uphill task for Swansea now.
Well, Nicky Little, he's showing the full range this evening. We've seen him as a runner, seen him as a tackler, and have a look at that. Bang. And yeah, go on, just about. Evan Davis with the cleaning up work for Pontypridd. Little looking for the corner, happy to get it downfield, and maybe there is a greater breeze than we thought out there, because that one went a fair old distance as well. Dale McIntosh thought that Sean Payne was outside his 22, but he was quite safely inside.
Evan Davis is having a big influence on this Pontypridd pack as well. He's sort of he's getting around the field well, very prominently loose.
Decent throw as well. The Wales A captain Evan Davis really has come of age this season. The Nantgaredig hooker. Oh, great play by McIntosh to keep that one off the deck, but good foraging by Swansea as well.
Accidental offside, we stop somebody tackling. Scrummage white.
An accidental offside from Pontypridd, giving Swansea the scrum. That is in fact the strength of the wind, and it does favour Pontypridd in the second half.
Yeah, I think it's got a bit stronger in the second half as well. It's quite dangerous, those balls when they come along the ground there, but lovely skills from McIntosh, just flicked it up and kept it secure for Pontypridd.
It's unlucky on Duncan Bell. He just turned and bumped into Gethin Jenkins, and he was deemed as accidental offside because prevented the Swansea tackler from getting to the ball carrier. And while there's a break in play, we can go straight back to the touchline to Graham Thomas.
Gareth, I'm alongside Lynn Howells, Pontypridd coach. Lynn, you must be very happy with this start you've made to the second half.
Yes, it's still not pretty, but it's at least there's a commitment there, and hopefully we can capitalise on what we've done in the first half.
And the change with Michael Owen, that was an injury.
Yeah, his eyes closed up. I don't know. We'll have a look at the videos afterwards to see what happened there.
You're not happy?
Not happy at the moment.
Lynn, thanks very much.
Thanks a lot.
So that's 2 eye injuries for Pontypridd, Nick Kelly and Michael Owen. So there could well be steward's inquiry after this one. Swansea try and get back on terms. 2 scores adrift now, thanks to that Nicky Little drop goal. Ben Evans, faced by Sonny Parker. Offloads to Sean Payne. Remnant with a tackle on him. Henson looking back inside for Jarvis. Swansea keeping ball in hand well. Craig Hawkins got the offload from Martens that time. Martens just held at the bottom of it, and Andy Moore has to do the necessary. Henson dropped that one rather and didn't get too much boot on it. It's given Pontypridd the chance to regroup. McIntosh taking it on. Mevin Davis in there once again doing the hard yards. Jarvis just creeping around offside before the ball was out. Brett Davies' kick still in field, no advantage though. Comes back to Colin Jarvis, who just crept around the side of the ruck.
Round offside, please. Just 10 metres. There's no debate.
I think some frustration creeping in here. Henson, yet every time he gets the ball, he's so slow. Swansea aren't really recycling it quick enough, and Henson there forced to go for the little chip, didn't quite come off.
John Bryant with good support for Paul John.
You just watch the clearing out of the Pontypridd forwards. It's much more effective at the moment, and that man there, Gavin Henson, is struggling because Swansea aren't producing him enough quick ball.
Nicky Little, on the other hand, is getting better quality ball to deal with. Good ball from the shortened line out. And the crowd, a little bit of influence on that one for the nod straight to Brent Cobain.
Challenge for you now for Swansea. They just keep it simple, get Gibbs over that gain line in the middle, and then quick ball.
Lee Jones with a picker, Parks with a tackle, and a good one it was too. Wrapped himself around him. And the ball is another untidy one again for Swansea. Darren Morris. Well, he had plenty of weight advantage over Richard Johnson to make sure he hung on to it, but it's not usable ball for Swansea. The possession, if you look at the stats, they will have the possession, but it's not possession they can do anything with at the moment.
Number 5, at the side of it.
Yeah, just making hard work of it, Gareth. And they know simple scrum. They want quick ball, but they end up wrestling. Darren Morris having to save them there. You can see here the ball popped out. Darren Morris showing his skills, just plucked it up with one hand and had the strength to secure it. But you know, that ball should have been in Henson's hands much quicker.
It shows the commitment maybe Pontypridd have got this evening. It also shows the indecision maybe in Swansea's ranks this season.
And I think it's, you know, it's that last 5 or 10% that Swansea are missing at the moment. It's that little confidence element, quick ball, and the offloads coming off. It's just not happening for them at the moment.
Devane gets in on the Swansea throw as well. Little from inside his 22. That's not the best kick he's put out this evening. Sean Payne leaving it for Kevin Morgan. Saw that Richard Rees was too far away, and the acrobatic Duncan Bell plucking that one out of the air. Parks taking it on again, and we have seen the Pontypridd props with ball in hand a lot this evening. Well, that's against Richard Parks for holding on, and away comes Swansea quickly. Henson, well, that looked like a bit of crossing actually, and Richard Rees is away down the touchline, almost there. Johnson and Remnant get back, but it's alarm bells for Ponty here. Martens tries to do it himself. The ball is there again for Swansea. Desperate defence from Pontypridd, right on their own try line. Swansea will have a penalty if they can't do anything with it, and they have to settle for that penalty. What will be the decision from here? Well, he was at 6s and 7s in midfield from the quickly taken penalty on halfway. A hint of crossing in the Swansea midfield, but it certainly gave Richard Rees the chance to stretch his legs for the first time, and he did so pretty effectively.
Well, this is important here. They take Swansea going for the scrum. We can see it was just before that Henson, I think, crossed and gave the ball to Richard Rees here around very hard for the corner, but was Henson given a free run at the ball there to put Richard Rees away?
The change is made as Andy Moore limps off. James Griffiths comes on to replace him for an important Swansea scrum. Richard Parks trying to keep an eye on that blind side. So is Richard Johnson. And the front rows go down though.
Well, we saw earlier that Pontypridd were very confident of this scrum. Here we can see it, yeah. Dean Thomas throws the ball out. Now was that Tyrone Morlin just taken out, and Gareth Well.
The quick release this time from the base of the scrum. Martens held up, and the ball has been stolen again, and Paul John is the one who carries over for Pontypridd. And it's been lost forward as well, and Pontypridd will have the scrum. It really is so tenacious a defence from Pontypridd this evening.
Well, they're certainly putting their bodies on the line, aren't they? Real commitment. It's excellent scrambling defence when Richard Rees went through there.
Pontypridd just gather on their try line, have a few words from the captain Dale McIntosh as Tyrone Morlin is feeling the back of his neck when he's taking a bump.
I talked to both exactly the same. You'll never get anything different. Okay, hit up and bind and hold us at the scrimmage. Hit them bind. Yeah, they've got exactly the same. Yeah, wait a minute. Drop us half a yard, please. Blacks.
Witkowski, Canadian.
And again. And hold. Stay there. No, stay there.
Hasn't seen too much of the ball in attack. And he's up with Scott Gibbs putting pressure on the Pontypridd midfielders. Pontypridd try and clear their lines. Those are the feet of Nicky Little back in the in-goal area. But again, front rows go down.
Start again. Blacks, come back to me. Blacks, come back to me.
Can have another look at this incident here. Was it crossing? Well, no, I think that ball was thrown out and the man was already committed to that line. It was actually a nice pass from Henson putting his man away.
Yeah, maybe the time. The ball did come to Gavin Henson. Tyrone Morlin had gone away from him.
No, stand up. Don't go into a crouch. No, stand up. Stand up.
Johnson went for Tyrone Morlin.
Stand up. second one has gone in.
second or third viewing seemed to be okay.
Engage. Yes, please come off in and away.
As it is, it wasn't too costly for Pontypridd for the moment, as the scrum is steady that time. Remnant shields, John gets it away, and Nicky Little does even better from his own in-goal area. That's a fine kick.
Yeah, lovely clearance kick from Nicky Little. He looks a fine acquisition for Pontypridd, and there's that smile again. He's enjoying himself out there.
So good to see. He's a very laid-back character. There's another newcomer at the tail there, Glenn Remnant, former Waikato and Bay of Plenty number 8. Tyrone Morlin takes it for Swansea that time. Craig Hawkins working hard in there, as is Darren Morris. Nevin Davis trying to get in amongst them, but Swansea still safely in possession.
On the back foot, on the back foot. Hands off, hands off.
They got a rolling try
Stay there.
earlier in the season against Ponty, but this time they release. Gibbs dummies and then tries to feed Richard Rees. Knocked on, but play on for the moment as Henson is caught by Sonny Parker, and Swansea have lost 15 or 20 metres. They've lost the ball as well, have they? No, they've won it back now. Henson, Gibbs, Richard Rees is a big threat. Rees is still going, taken by Johnson. Support from Hawkins though, and from Gibbs. Gibbs slips one tackle, tries to make it, gets the feed back in. And again, it's Paul John who's there to save Pontypridd. And it is Ponty ball. Duncan Bell waits, who can he pick out? Brett Davey, at least he found a kicker. And Ponty again, just living on the edge, but still not conceding a try.
Yeah, and it's wonderful defence again from Pontypridd, really working hard to get back there, because it looked like Richard Rees was through.
Richard Rees, the tumble winger, is certainly the main threat for Swansea in these latter stages. And they looked again to have the numbers, but they couldn't work them free. Hawkins picks out James Griffiths. Pontypridd are coming under the cosh at the moment. Can they hold out that try line once again? Swansea go for the driving maul this time. They work their way forward, they walk their way forward, but Pontypridd hold them at bay. Dean Thomas is the one with the ball, now Sililo Martens. James Griffiths and Tyrone Morlin dig in there. Griffiths has it, goes towards the try line. Again, good defence. Gethin Jenkins got the final tackle in. Surely Swansea must score from here. They try and widen it again. Witkowski, good tackle from Gareth Wyatt. Excellent tackle, but still Swansea have possession. It's there and available. How on earth did it end up there? And Sonny Parker comes away with it. And again, Pontypridd somehow have survived.
This gives the scrum edge to White.
Well, again, he looked there, didn't it? As if Swansea had the numbers and all they had to do was put it through the hand. Here we can see big pass from Henson. But watch his tackle from Gareth Wyatt, comes in again here. Nails his man. That was good defence from Wyatt and Davey, because neither of them panicked and they held their lines.
Swansea scrum disrupted, comes back on Ponty's side, but the Ponty arms fling up in the air because the referees penalised them.
Well, I think Swansea have got to try and take the points here to get themselves back in this game.
Well, they've been camped on or near the Pontypridd try line for 10 minutes. They've had little change when going for a try, so now they've got to go for goal.
There's this Swansea scrum under pressure again. Pontypridd extremely tight. Whoa. Very uncomfortable for Craig Hawkins there, popping out in the middle.
Well, that's unlucky on Ponty. The initial drive was such a good one. Then driving upwards is what they were penalised for. Henson missed his first kick of the evening, way back. Didn't have any good contact on it. Hasn't had a chance since then. need too much contact on that. He was inside the 22, puts it safely over. Swansea's first points of the night, and they're back within a converted try. The pressure is rewarded with a penalty for Gavin Henson. It's Swansea 3, Pontypridd 9.
Yeah, very important there that they could get some points for the amount of pressure they've had. Back within a converted score now. Gareth, I can't believe this game is going to trial us, because we've seen so much good approach play, but it's been good defence that has kept both sides out right to the death.
It's Craig Hawkins, yeah. Craig Hawkins is just tying up his shoelace, which delayed the start for a second. And I wonder how much spring those 3 points will put in Swansea's step. Henson under pressure from Mevin Davies and Paul John. Pontypridd, they chased everything, they tackled everything all night.
Yeah, look at this pressure here. Paul John very quick around the side there. Very much like Robert Howley, works really hard around the side of those Wrexham walls to put the opposite number 10 under pressure.
10 caps for Wales, Paul John. Between 94 and 98, and he's been a great servant to the club. His testimonial year last year. Little. Gethin Jenkins back on the inside. No real pace about that at all from Pontypridd. Tackle was high. Bryant rode it anyway.
Stay there.
For a moment, it looked as though Little was going to go for a second monstrous drop goal. That one is a bit close to Sean Payne. And Richard Parks, after a long spell down, he's holding himself, and Bryant is down as well. Pontypridd beginning to feel the effects of all the tackling they're putting in, as Swansea launch another counter through Gavin Henson, held by Nicky Little. Parks gets in there despite his pain, and he's won Pontypridd the scrum.
Gives Black a scrum. Took it forward to here and the tackle.
That really sums up the determination of Pontypridd tonight. He was down on the floor, he's holding himself in agony as Richard Parks, but was he going to miss a tackle? Was he ever?
Well, that was great defence again from Pontypridd there. Parks in particular. There's a couple of high tackles here on Bryant. First, Dean Thomas in there with a swinging arm. Referee was right on the spot. And then the second one as well, Siluma Martins is in. Well, I think the referee should have picked up on one of those.
Howell Jenkins has just come on for Lee Jones, number 8 for Swansea. I wonder if Pontypridd will be forced to make any more changes. Richard Parks is certainly suffering. They've got both their back row guys on though.
That was the sort of ball that Henson loves there to run back, but you know, Pontypridd were up to it, absolutely nailed him.
An hour played into the final quarter. Pontypridd leading by 9 points to 3. Brett Davey, good support from Remnant, the number 8. And that's how much ground Pontypridd have won from 7 or 8 metres. McIntosh, John, Little, again with a little chip over the top, but again it's too near. The Swansea cover defence, and Kevin Morgan, plenty of time to plant it forward that time. Wyatt is back there. Gets plenty of boot on that. That's some kick. That was some kick from Gareth Wyatt. Just stood there and he belted it.
Yeah, it was
timing.
Good timing. I think the wind must be getting up a little bit now as well.
Remember the website address www.bbc.co.uk/scrum5.
Blacks, step out. Yeah, now we got time to sort. Yeah.
You can see there's not much of an angle here for Wyatt when he picks this up. A wonderful kick there, right down the tram line.
Henson. Gibbs shows inside, then goes outside to Witkowski. Gets a good pass in as well to Sean Payne. Determined tackling again from Gareth Wyatt. And this time. Swansea penalised for hanging on the floor.
We've got to see it on the ground. It's got to come early or not at all. It's a penalty otherwise. Okay? If we squeeze ball, we see it early. Holding on.
He's been strict on that, as Mr. Saunders, but he's been very consistent on it.
Well, I think Swansea are struggling because the sort of outside backs of Pontypridd are tackling so well, and they're not getting there. The numbers are being forced to hang on to it. Again, we can see the ball is spun out here, and when Payne gets it, look, he's got no room to move. Straight in with the tackle. Gareth Wyatt again, and then it's, you know, they're holding it up, waiting for the support to get there.
Yeah, it's a correct call from Mr. Saunders. Pontypridd with a good line now take that time. Well, Pedez. James Griffiths screaming for help from the touch judge. And it's Ponty's turn to get the drive on, but have they lost it on the floor? Colin Jarvis was certainly in there. No, Pontypridd still have it. A little, whoops, not that time, and completely wrong behind, but Brett Davey won it back for them. They need support in there quickly, and they have got it. Little, but it's back to Gareth Wyatt for the drop goal. We've seen him put a couple over this season, got underneath that one a bit, and it does fall short. Got a drop goal in Bridgend in the opening game of the season, and he's got another one since then. Not that time though for Gareth Wyatt. Correct thing to do perhaps, but got underneath it.
Yeah, I think it's the first time there Paul John and Nicky Little just lost each other. Nicky Little went on a run on the right hand side, and so Paul John, he had no sort of option there really but to fire the ball back and go for the pop of goal. Well worth it when the score is only 9-3. You know, if one of those goes over, could make all the difference.
Pontypridd know all about losing games by the odd point. Stephen Jones's drop goal up at Sardis Road particularly in their minds, so they will want to get 2 scores clear if they possibly can. 6 points, not enough of a comfort zone with 17 minutes left to play. Kevin Morgan, good run, great tackle as well though. Whoa. Sonny Parker, I suppose that's what you expect from Pontypridd this evening. Martens picks out Darren Morris. A lovely little slip from Darren Morris to Craig Hawkins. Swansea trying to change the point of attack, keep this Pontypridd tacklers from getting their hands on the ball. Parks again tries to get in on Martens, and does so illegally when they went to the ground.
Yeah, Parks gave away the penalty that time, but the commitment of the Pontypridd tacklers around the fringes is like making life almost impossible for Swansea. They just can't get over that gain line.
That penalties conceded is creeping up from Pontypridd's point of view, and the home crowd trying to get behind their team now for this remaining quarter of an hour.
Big chance for Swansea to launch Gibbs here in the midfield.
Cobain gets in on the throw, but Hawkins quick to react. Swansea's ball. Griffiths is in there. James Griffiths manages to smuggle it back. There it is for Salila Martens. Henson, Gibbs. Henson went on the loop, but it's a free ball picked up by Remnant. If Pontypridd could only work it clear, they'd catch the defence at 6s and 7s. Little, Parker, well came in, Sean Payne that time. Still they can't free Wyatt on the outside. There's the step and a great pass as well to Paul John. John into the 22, back goes Gavin Henson. First one way, then the other. Confidence of the outside half. The despairing lunge from Gethin Jenkins, and the tackle from Glenn Remnant, and the turnover for Pontypridd. Boomed out to Richard Parks. Up comes Brett Davey. McIntosh is outside him, puts the little chip in. It could be on for Richard Johnson, but across comes Kevin Morgan to get hands on it, and he saved the day for Swansea that time. It was a lovely kick in the end from Brett Davey, but Kevin Morgan got there first.
Oh, great skills from Brett Davey there. He spotted the Swansea players were really flat. Richard Rees, but Kevin Morgan, great pace here just to get back. Yeah, and he clearly got there. Swansea rattled here. It came from another mistake between Gavin Henson and Scott Gibbs in midfield there.
Good thinking from Brett Davey, and Richard Johnson got goal side of Richard Rees, but Kevin Morgan showed his pace as well. The attempted dive tackle came from Morlin that time. Little just wants to put him back down there. Has he got the angle on that one? He's got the perfect angle on it, because Swansea will have to play it. James Griffiths, big boot from the second row, but the pressure still on Swansea.
Yeah, those Pontypridd halfbacks are just getting on top at the moment.
And we can go straight back pitch side to our reporter, Graham Thomas.
Well, I think it's the final throw of the dice for Swansea, Gareth. Arwell Thomas is just limbering up down below me by the dugout here. I think he'll be coming on very shortly for Gavin Henson.
There is Arwell.
Yeah, I think it's that lack of cohesion in midfield we were just mentioning between Henson and his centres. A couple of little moves have gone down now. Perhaps Arwell Thomas can do something about it.
13 minutes is what Arwell Thomas has to try and change Swansea's fortunes. Just one penalty from Gavin Henson this evening, Swansea's only points, but a good line-out take. Well charged down by Gethin Jenkins though. Sean Payne scrambling it clear. Again Martin's kick is charged down. Tenacious work from Pontypridd. They really are tigerish. But Swansea have that all-important possession again though. And Martens this time sweeps it out to Arwell Thomas in his own in-goal area, and his first touch is a good one. But twice they got on Martens' kick. They just will not give it up at all, will Pontypridd tonight.
Yeah, I can see tenacity. All the Ponty players are really sort of putting themselves about the field.
And it was Gethin Jenkins both times. Great work from the loose head. Pontypridd try and drive over, but not quickly enough.
Yeah, leave it.
And it's Neil McIntosh who hung on to it too long on the floor.
Yeah, a chance here now for Swansea to get themselves field position. They're going to need some quick ball if Arwell Thomas is going to work his magic, because there's only sort of 12 minutes left.
That's not what they would have wanted though. They would have wanted it over the touchline. They'll get it anyway, but with Brett Davey putting boot on it, it's that much nearer Swansea's half. Approaching the final 10 minutes of the match, and incredibly we still haven't had a try. Very difficult to believe. James Griffiths, good line out ball. Arwell Thomas, Gibbs, again Richard Rees coming back in, but this time they were waiting for him. Corey Harris got the tackle in for Pontypridd, and they've got the possession. Another turnover. Paul John's kick though is a disappointing one. Head in hands, he knows it.
Yeah, it always shows when he's made a mistake and he puts his head in his hands. I've always thought he shouldn't do that, because he could get away with a few calls.
Those turnovers, and Swansea have given 8 away. Well, they haven't given them away. Pontypridd have worked for them. Martin's got a good pass in that time under pressure, and Arwell Thomas really got Scott Gibbs going forward. Dean Thomas straight in there to keep it going, but in the end the loose hands giving the possession away and giving the put in to Pontypridd.
Well, it's just overcomplicating things. You know, initially it's good. Arwell Thomas to Gibbs, he's over the gain line, and then you just want a quick clean out or one pass to get it away, but it's too slow and it's knocked on again. In the story of the evening for Swansea, very slow, very ponderous at the breakdown, haven't created enough quick ball.
Stay there. Engage. Yes, please, come off. Stay bound, flankers. Stay bound.
Davey taking over the kicking duties. Straight down Kevin Morgan's throat that time though. Morgan with a chip and chase. And he won the battle of the 15s. Did extremely well, Kevin Morgan, to get the pass into Dean Thomas as well. There's been quite a few deft little skills littered throughout this game, as we saw then by Kevin Morgan. Craig Hawkins. Now then, look at again Gethin Jenkins ripped it clear, but Swansea have the advantage anyway. They have the possession, Arwell Thomas, Richard Rees, Evan Davis with a tackle, no advantage in the end. Come back for the previous offence.
Kevin Morgan, lovely skills there. Regathered and off his knees just to offload. But again, you know, the Pontypridd players are getting in, slowing the ball down.
Now then, this is an important kick. Arwell Thomas has only been on the field a couple of minutes, not known for the length of his kick. 45 metres plus this one, straight in front though, but in the effort to get the distance, he's put it left. So it remains as a 6-point gap with less than 8 minutes to go.
It's tough for him minding to come off the bench. I remember him having to do that for Wales against South Africa, off the bench and kick a penalty straight away to keep his side in the game. Very difficult.
Nicky Little wanting to get Pontypridd as far forward downfield as he can. Martens wants to get Swansea back down there. Brett Davey has time, has an awkward bouncing ball though. Just trapped in by Arwell, and off he goes. Gibbs, Dean Thomas, and halfway. And it's that self-same thing again, hanging on to the ball on the floor. And Brent Cobain needs to keep his cool, else the penalty would have been reversed.
Well, Pontypridd, that's typical of the commitment they've shown tonight. They really are
You're on the mark.
up for everything. Just that yard quicker than Swansea to the breakdown. Swansea subsequently having to hold on and giving penalties away.
But the kick was a yard too long from Nicky Little. He shakes his head in his disappointment.
Well, that was a big mistake that was then, to push that dead. Chance to really pin Swansea back in the corner.
And Pontypridd will know that games have gone against them in final minutes. They'll be thinking about Canetti, they'll be thinking about Leeds when they gave away 2 tries in the last 4 minutes of the game in the Parker Pen Shield game up at Headingley.
Well, once again, the Swansea backs letting themselves down. Another handling error, and Tony Clement, the Basque coach, will be very disappointed. You know, they've had some good possession and haven't managed to create too much.
Yes, please.
Straight out to John Bryant, straight at Arwell Thomas. Corey Harris was in there, so was Glenn Remnant.
Yes, he's legal.
Pontypridd ball.
Get off it, hands off, Max.
Oh, what is it? It's turned over by Swansea. Martens snipes. Good tackle coming in from Paul John. Howell Jenkins tries to rip it clear. Griffiths with a feed on to Arwell Thomas. It's a dangerous one. Witkowski who's under pressure. Kevin Morgan out to Sean Payne. It's the number 8 Remnant tracking across. He's too quick for him. He's still going, Sean Payne. This is real danger for Pontypridd. There are big gaps in midfield. If Swansea can get the ball, they have it now. Arwell Thomas loops the pass out to Richard Rees. Rees for the corner. Only John Bryant can save them, and he does with a tackle. And across comes Nicky Little. Still, Swansea are there, but have Pontypridd pinched it back. It's on the floor. It's anybody's. It's Swansea's. Martens, Gibbs, but Pontypridd have numbers there. Gareth Wyatt hangs on for dear life. Martens comes again. Drops the ball in the tackle, but the referee blows harsh. No advantage. It's a penalty for Swansea. And Brett Davey is hurt in the background. And it's a big, big decision for Swansea.
Yeah, what you do at this time of the game, you go to the corner, but you try and narrow that gap to 3 points. Scott Gibbs very attack-minded. I'm sure he'll get Howell Thomas to go to the corner here.
You're playing on, okay? You're on the mark, my friend.
There was a wonderful tackle earlier and Richard Rees was put away. He's got one man to beat, John Bryant. What a tackle. Fantastic tackle.
That was the last line of defence, and then here come the cavalry with John Bryant. Well, he showed him the outside. Richard Rees went for it. She had to do, but Bryant with a determined tackle, as every one of Ponty's have been all evening, but they've got some more to do. James Griffiths has taken the line-out ball. 3 minutes left. Pontypridd lead 9-3, but here comes Swansea. They keep it tight in there. They're still rumbling forward towards the try line. They're still going. They've gone to ground. Now then, the ball has to be used. Martens sweeps it out to Arwell Thomas. Gibbs loops it back up again to Arwell on the loop. Tackle from Sonny Parker. Ponty have the numbers there. So Swansea have lost it. Pontypridd have it, and a hurried clearance kick from Paul John. But the referee's whistle will give Pontypridd the scrum anyway.
But there's a knock on by Black. Yes, he went to pick it up and lost it forward. Nothing on the ground, the player who went to pick the ball up. White.
Well, have a look at this here. There was a little run around from Arwell Thomas, but another wonderful tackle in the middle by Sonny Parker this time. That's twice in quick succession. Sonny Parker and John Bryant have saved Pontypridd.
Well, the referee has given Swansea the put in, and Pontypridd have destroyed the scrum again. Great work from the Pontypridd 8.
Good for me.
Glenn Remnant came off with it, and Pontypridd surely will have the put in this time. If they just settle down, they don't need to do anything stupid now.
You better get away.
Dale McIntosh says a friendly word with James Griffiths, tells him to cool down.
Just walk away.
Well, we've seen James Griffiths before getting himself in trouble, and I think Dale McIntosh is telling him, I'm a bit too old, big and hard for you.
Okay, Scummies had reeled.
I think that was a proverbial have a go if you think it hard enough. He loved it. He loved it.
Get off, get out.
Final minute of play. Pontypridd hanging on to that 6-point lead for dear life as Nicky Little's kick finds Kevin Morgan. Morgan sets up the counter. Wire to the tackle, but Corey Harris couldn't gather. It spilled out, and Swansea have the advantage. Arwell Thomas puts in the cross kick. Richard Rees is there, so is Brett Davey, and Davey takes it. Calls for the clean catch, and the whole of Pontypridd breathe a collective sigh of relief.
Yeah, and he took the quick tap then as well, and Swansea weren't back. Lovely catch from Davey there, didn't take his eye off the ball. How many times have we seen that this season where the cross kick has worked? Howell Thomas, all credit to him because he did try something different, but Brett Davey kept his eye on it.
He knew Richard Rees at a yard of pace on Brett Davey, but Brett Davey used all his experience, his positioning, to get under that high ball and hang on to it and clear it. Lynn Howells, well, this is not very good for the old Heart, is it, Lynn? We're in injury time. Swansea have to get the converted try to win. A try on its own won't be good enough, but it's their line-out ball, which James Griffiths has taken again. They have half a field to make up. Here comes the all-white rumble again. Howell Jenkins tries to get it to Dean Thomas. Back to Celilo Martens. Very crowded in there. Colin Chavis. Tackled by McIntosh and Parks together. A foot in the way, but now it comes out to Ben Evans. Martens again. Remnant with a tackle. So was Duncan Bell. Hacked through by Nicky Little. Who's up there chasing? Richard Johnson. Richard Rees is back. Kevin Morgan as well. Out to Arwell Thomas. Looks back inside. Anywhere will do to Kevin Morgan. Nick Witkowski. Referee lets it go for a moment, but in the end says there was a Pontypridd nudge on. And if it's bad for the Pontypridd nerves, how much worse is it for the Swansea ones?
Well, again, Pontypridd, fantastic tackling around the fringes and in midfield. I know John is picking the man of the match tonight, Gareth, and it'll be interesting to see whether Sonny Parker or John Bryant are in his thinking, because they both had magnificent games in defence.
Far side, coming in an angle.
That one went against Gethin Jenkins for coming in at the angle on the scrum.
It's a scrimmage and you've got to wait for it to stand and come apart, and now you can have the penalty just here.
Swansea, have they got time to work their way forward?
40 seconds.
They've got less than a minute to go. They're going to have to run it.
Yeah, play the ball, it's in there. Play
Howell
the ball.
Jenkins.
Hands off.
It's seconds only for Pontypridd to hang on. Keep an eye on that clock, because the referee said there's less than a minute to go. And Swansea have 60 metres to make up for the try that'll snatch this game, but it's Pontypridd's ball. Sonny Parker to Brett Davey. Safety first is exactly what Pontypridd need. No loose passes, no run-ins from 70 metres is what they want to give away. As Pontypridd keep it tight and drive on. Can they seal it with a try even? It took them fully 25 years to have a win in St Helens. It came 2 years ago. They could have another one as Brett Davey goes for the drop goal. Not over, but they'll have a penalty anyway. And before they can take the penalty, we can find out who is going to get the Man of the Match award. Jonathan, it's your decision.
I think it's been a real dogfight. There's been a few star players. I think Parks, Bryant, they've all performed well, but I've got to give it to the loose head prop, Gethin Jenkins. I think the scrum has been phenomenal, so it is number one, Gethin Jenkins. He had a fantastic game and anchored the scrum, so man of the match.
Thanks, Jonathan. He is one of the up-and-coming players in Pontypridd, came through from the youth, and he's performed really well this season, and he's got the man of the match. He can celebrate with a bottle of champagne, and celebrate, I think he will, because this could be the final kick of the match. Nicky Little slots over another penalty, slots over the final kick of the match, and Nicky Little's first outing in Pontypridd colours is a celebratory one, because Pontypridd have only got their second victory in St Helens in 30 years. No wonder they're delighted. They didn't have a try, but in a real dogfight, they dogged it out. Their defence was superb, and with the kicking of Nicky Little, 3 penalties and a drop goal, Swansea have been beaten by Pontypridd. Pontypridd are back on the road. They've beaten Swansea by 12 points to 3.
Yeah, and a wonderful win, and they deserve that. It's fantastic commitment from Pontypridd right throughout the side. And look at them, they really are enjoying themselves, because they realise what a huge boost to their season is. They come to St Helens and win, but they definitely deserved it with their defence and their all-round commitment. Swansea turned it over too much. When they had their chances, they didn't take them.
Heroic defence from Pontypridd. They hardly missed the tackle all night, and they're going to do a lap of honour. Dale McIntosh, the chief, leads the team across. They're renowned for their support at Pontypridd, and they want to thank those supporters. We are not worthy, says Duncan Bell. And the travelling fans who've braved the elements are as delighted as the players. They've had a tough time over the last couple of seasons of Pontypridd, but there's a new look about them, but there's an old spirit about them, and that spirit has got them a win by 12 points to 3.
Nicky Little set the second half to a wonderful start. There wasn't that much wind behind him, but that was a drop goal from halfway to put Pontypridd further into the lead, 9-0. Then Pontypridd denied a try only by the covering back of Kevin Morgan against Richard Johnson. Swansea then tried to surge forward, counter-attacking, put together movements, but John Bryant in defence It's Richard Rees, wonderful tackle by the centre on the wing. And so at the end of it all, it's another defeat for Swansea. The spirit of Pontypridd epitomised by John Bryant in defence there. It's an away win for Pontypridd, and in that form, Jonathan, you can't see them propping up the table for long.
No, I think a fantastic performance. Wasn't pretty, but they came down here to get the points. And I think the early drop goal by Little just emphasised how much confidence they had in their defence, and that's what won them the day. But also, I think Parks was immense. A lot of turnover ball, and it killed Swansea momentum.
You'll be pleased to know that we can talk to the man of the match this week, Gethin Jenkins, who's with Graham.
Thanks, Ed. Gethin Jenkins, well done. Deserved Man of the Match award, and Ponty don't win down here very often. You must be very pleased.
Yeah, very pleased to get a win. Hard game, we haven't won for a long time. And it's good to get it's good to win down here.
Huge defence tonight by the entire side. Is that something that Lynn Howells has worked on since he's come back to Ponty?
6 weeks off, and we worked a lot on defence and just keeping hits going in, big hits.
And also the scrummaging.
Yeah, well, Mike Griffiths helps us out there. Does a lot of good work with us. So we thought we could do him in the scrum before the game.
Mike, something of a mentor of yours throughout your career.
He's good, very good with us.
So can you build on this, Gethin? Can you?
Yeah, I think we got a few games over Christmas now, close games, but should do all right.
Congratulations, thanks very much.
Thanks, cheers.
Good man, Gethin Jenkins. You know, only 21. You know, it's good age to be as a prop now.
Another good prospect for us. And as I said at half time, you know, with Mevin there and Duncan Bell, you know, it's a good platform for them. Cobain works hard and just showed what Parks can do about the field. I think Little, quiet tonight but effective, and that's all they want. Lynn Howard said they're a very young side, and he will steady the ship for them. He'll kick the goals and make the right decisions, and if they can defend like that, they're going to be difficult to beat.
Gethin Jenkins referred to the Pontypridd scrummage. We can just look at it in action now, because of course Swansea, well, they once thought they had the best scrummage in Europe, and here we can see the Swansea scrummage disrupted, but actually what the referee does here, he penalises Pontypridd. I don't know, I just think when you've got that sort of forward momentum, it's very difficult not to... Well, it's very difficult to give away a penalty if you're going forward that quickly.
Yeah, the referee said they were driving up, but I thought the hooker, the Swansea hooker was off his feet, and he just popped out. So it's a very difficult position for the referee to be. But you know, sometimes you've got to give the benefit of the doubt to you know, the attacking side, and they were attacking in that scrum, Pontypridd, and you could see by Paul John's reaction, he thought, oh, hang on, referee, come on, give us a break.
Well, that was attacking the scrummage at one end of the field, but they really attacked the line at the other, and it was a close-run thing, wasn't it? Do you think the kick ahead was the right little option here?
Well, he didn't have another option, really. If you look outside, it's still McIntosh, and he's not going to get to the corner. If he could have got a pass to him, maybe, but not many full-backs in Wales would have got to that before Johnson, the wing. So Kevin Morgan did exceptionally well. He was out of position. The kick was a lovely little kick in a good position, but Kevin Morgan just had the legs, and you know, it was touch and go whether it was the right decision or not, but I thought he did do the right decision.
More Pontypridd pressure, Gethin Jenkins again involved. I said this is a wonderful twin bit of activity by the prop, but you said he's offside second time.
I think he charged through there, but it's just the enthusiasm and the attitude, and he gets up and I think he acts on instinct a second, just dives and he gets a charge down. There's the first one, he has no idea where it's gone, looking at his feet.
Over there, Gethin.
But just look at him, you know, tries to drag him off like that, and all of a sudden, you know, bang.
Well, I'm not sure if he is offside, it's open play, isn't it?
Yeah, so you know, he just put everything, he dived, put his body on the line, and I think that's what won him the game tonight. It's
very good, because you know, when you're a prop, that's in the sort of 60th, 70th minute of the game. You're very tired, and yet here he is, up, down, up, down.
Yeah, I think Swansea had one opportunity, but it was where Richard Rees went down the right-hand touchline. But here we go, they had numbers, and this is a lovely ball. Watch, you know, Arwell sees, hang on, overlap, get it wide, and look where Bryant is. He's inside you, and you think, well, he's going to score here. But he lines him up, and that is a fantastic tackle. You know, last couple of minutes of the match, he's been out on his feet, he's been down injured. You know, Jonathan Bryant, and look at the defence.
When you think there's sorry, Jonathan, only 6 points in it, then the converted try would have put Swansea in the lead. You know, they do tackle for each other, don't they?
Yeah, I thought it was a great performance, and I think, as Gethin said, they'd worked a lot on the defence, and they were confident that, you know, they wouldn't be broken down very easily. I think that's why, as I mentioned, that Little took the points early on, and all of a sudden, poof, they just hung on in there, and they couldn't break them down. No continuity, no, the momentum was taken with turnovers, and I think it was a few, you know, mistakes in midfield. That's why Gavin Henson was taken off, and you know, he just felt that they weren't going to break them down, and it wasn't going to be Swansea's night. But they deserved it, Ponty.
Graham Thomas has found somebody who's pleased to speak to him.
Lynn Howells, you must be hugely satisfied with that victory and the character the side showed tonight.
Yes, it's been a long 6 weeks without a game, and it's good to come back and have a result like that, especially for the young kids in the team, and they are a very young side.
And a victory built on defence, exemplified by John Bryant's tackle at the end there.
Yes, it's something we've been working very hard on, and it showed today that you can play rugby as well as defend, and we try to do both tonight.
I think I'm right in thinking you never won down here with Pontypridd, although you did win here with Cardiff, so personally satisfying for you as well?
Oh, it's very satisfying. It's always satisfying to come to Swansea and get a result. You've got to take it out after Swansea. They fought all the way and made it very difficult for us.
We talked earlier to Gethin Jenkins, man of the match tonight. How do you feel he's progressing as a player, Lee?
Oh, I think he's nearly an international. I think he's still got a little way to go, but he's only a 20-year-old boy, and he's starting to prove what he's worth, and he deserves everything he gets because he works very hard.
Now, I know you were unhappy with the injury that Michael Owen seemed to sustain. Are you going to look at the tape and perhaps possibly cite somebody from that?
Oh, I'm not one for citing. I will have a look at the tape, and we'll see what happens then. But I don't like going down the citing road.
Lynn, well done. Thanks a lot.
Thanks very much.
Lynn Howells, and of course this is just the start of rugby this weekend.
Caerphilly came close to their first league victory of the season at Swansea last week, for an hour at least. But they're still looking for that elusive win. Tomorrow they host Newport, who welcome back Shane Howarth, but are without Handy Andy's, Marinos and Powell.
Well, obviously it's a big game, a bit of a local derby, Caerphilly versus Newport, and especially our first home game since the three of us have come on board. We're looking for an improvement on the Swansea game. There's certain areas that didn't really function for us, and we faded away in the last 15 minutes. So we're looking for a big improvement in these areas.
Holmes' old club Cardiff play their first game since October as they host Neath. A notable return from injury for Cardiff's Craig Morgan, his first match for 6 months.
Yeah, I'm really delighted. I've had the nod at 50 for Saturday, so I just need to get out there now and prove what I can do, and hopefully I'll run a couple of tries in.
We trained really hard in the break, and a really positive spirit amongst the boys at the moment. Really looking forward to Saturday. I know it's going to be a huge challenge from Neath, but we're looking forward to get on the park on Saturday.
Llanelli played Barry Davis at fullback as Matt Cardy will miss the rest of the season after breaking his ankle in training this week. In all, there are 6 changes to the Scarlet side that beat Newport. One of them surely has a cunning plan for the visit of Blackadder. Edinburgh's Todd Blackadder, that is. Gareth Thomas will have a familiar partner in the Bridgend midfield to face Ebbw Vale at the Brewery Field. Lion David James makes his first appearance for 2 months. Rhys Shawnee switches to the wing for Ebbw, who start with veteran Kevin Ellis at scrum half in place of Gareth Betts. Meanwhile, in Dublin, Munster will be at a packed Lansdowne Road to meet Leinster in the first final of the Celtic League. Leinster are unbeaten, but the bookies make Munster slight favourites.
There is rugby across the weekend. Plenty to look forward to and plenty to look back on Scrum 5. And radio, of course, will be covering even more comprehensive rugby of your diet of rugby. Well, there we have it, Jonathan. You're off to Dublin.
Off to Dublin. I'm surprised Munster have been made favourites, but I think that Leinster, especially in Lansdowne, with the pace they got behind, would go in as favourites. It'll be a very, very interesting game. Looking forward to it.
Last comment on tonight's activities?
Just a real dogfight, and I think they deserve to win.
Yep. Pontypridd under coach Lynn Howells. He's back there, and he seems to have galvanised them. He seems to have changed something. Ponty march on. Swansea, well, they would appear to have problems, but from Scrum 5 Live, have a good weekend.
Bye.
Good evening.